So today that means we have a special guest speaker, Ron Frost. Ron has been with us on other occasions, and I know we've always enjoyed his time with us and what he has shared. Ron is a life coach. He is also a student of this teaching and in the practitioner training program at the Center for Spiritual Living in Cape Coral. He's president of the Toastmasters Club of Southwest Florida, and he's written extensively on the topic of self-fulfillment and so forth, including a book called Getting Unstuck, 9 Keys to Creating More Prosperity, Fulfillment, and Joy in Your Life. And today, we also have with us his lovely wife, Fawny, who's a beautiful spirit in her own right, and she teaches through her beautiful music. So we have a double helping of this wonderful Frost family here with us this morning, and I'm so grateful for that. So first up is Fawny, and she's going to be singing a song that will really anchor Ron's message. It's called Amazing Things. Welcome, Fawny Frost.
I see beautiful faces this morning. Thank you for being here. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the joys each new day brings, and with every step you take, that's the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. All the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when or where or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing can sing with me. Here we go. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, amazing thing. Amazing Bob. Thank you.
Hello. Took me a second there. There's a change in the program, isn't there? No? Oh, I think I was waiting for you to come back up and introduce me, but you already did. So I'm already here. She did the 2 Frost thing, and it was perfect. It was wonderful. And you know what? Life is about change, and the fact that we're talking about miracles, part of it is, I think, to be a witness of the change and knowing it's all perfect the way it works out. True? So, in this month of miracles, I decided to look up, the true definition of miracle. Why not start with a talk on miracles? I know what I'm talking about. And no matter where you look, it's slightly different. And basically it comes down to something along the lines of some unexpected great thing happens beyond our belief. That sounds pretty good. But beyond our belief, because as we're taught, everything is done unto us as we believe. So wouldn't it be better if we believed in miracles? If we lived a life where we believed in miracles, would that not be a different life? Albert Einstein actually has this amazing quote. Many of you probably have heard this before. It's we can look at life 2 ways. We can look at it as nothing is a miracle. Or the complete opposite of that everything is a miracle. If we look at life that everything is a miracle, that will shift quite a bit in our life. And what we learned last week from 3 practitioners sharing their amazing story is we can take it one step beyond that, and we can actually invoke that good specifically, whether it's a passport that's missing and we need to manifest that instantly, or it's a new, better living space, or the rescuing of a baby bird. We can put intention, and we can believe that this power for good, Ernest Holmes' quote, there's a power for good in the universe, and we can use it. There's a power for good in the universe, and we can use it. And a big part of that is we not only can use it, but wouldn't it be great if we consciously think about using it every day? So I look at the 3 things. Being aware that there's this good in the universe. Also, the second part of that statement is that we can use it, but actually using it. And then being in a state of allowing and gratitude and accepting, because sometimes we're not always accepting of our good. True? So in the state of miracles is being able to, truly understand that there is this power in the universe that we can use, but we have to take action, conscious action. It's like having a beautiful keg of beer, right? If we don't go over and work the tap, maybe a spiritual center isn't a great place to talk about beer. Or a car, beautiful car. We have the keys to the ignition, but if it's sitting there and we don't take it, drive it, and go for a ride, just having it, not putting it to use, that's where we can then make that intention. How many people wake up in the morning and the very first thing that they do is they actually go into conscious prayer or affirmations? I'm sure some of you do, and then some of us maybe look at our email, maybe flip through Facebook or another app. But the truth is, if we can set our day, set our intention, or at any moment, choose to see the world where nothing is a miracle, but where everything is a miracle, we're living a completely different life. Now, I didn't find the Center for Spiritual Living until about 10 or 11 years ago. And I want to introduce my prayer partner, who is Malika. Say hi to Malika. She's from the Center for Spiritual Living in Cape Coral. We actually pray every Monday morning. What an excellent way to start the week. She's been a practitioner with the center down there, and she's been a motivational inspiration in my life as well. She's also a Toastmaster, and if you ever get a chance to come down to our Toastmasters Club, you'll hear wonderful speeches from this young lady. When we start to apply what we know, we can create great shifts in our life. However, long before I came to the Center for Spiritual Living, I think I innately knew. I think we all did before we walked through this door. Something magically brought us to here, but somehow we knew inside of ourselves that there is this divine presence. Somehow maybe we've been talking, whether we call it contemplation, or when we're a child we have that special friend, or whether we're talking to even what we call our higher self. That is awareness that there's something there. And much like life, though, life is like that virtual reality game where we can be, it's like the kid that's in front of the computer all day long, and the mom's calling him for lunch, but he's so trapped in the game. We're in a virtual reality game. We're being, driving the kids here, going to work, these routines that we have, getting up at a certain time, and we're inundated with the everyday activity of life that sometimes we don't sit, breathe, and actually consciously use the guidance that's around us, the divine that loves us, that's always saying yes to us. So when I first, you have moments in your life where you're like, oh, that was a miracle. That was a miracle. And those miracles kind of awaken you. When I first got out of college, before I actually went into my first job, I decided I really wanted to travel the world. But I had a limited budget. My dad gave me a plane ticket. He was flying over to Nottingham, England with his business, so he gave me this free plane ticket, and I decided that I wanted to ride my bicycle up the coast of Scotland. Cool? Now imagine back then, no cell phones. There's just no way. I mean, how do you budget this? Scotland looked like 4 inches on a map. But when, I decided to do this adventure, I had gotten everything. I had got my plan down. I had figured out where I was going to go. I basically knew everything, and I had extreme confidence that everything was going to work out fine. However, because of my limited budget, I wasn't able to buy one of those hard, beautiful cases that you could pack a bicycle in and you can ship on the plane and know that your bike is going to come out on the other end and be absolutely in one piece and beautiful. Instead, I went down to Henry's Bike Shop in Vernon, Connecticut, and I went in there and, of course, he sold these beautiful cases, but the best I could do was, as he bought a brand new bike in to assemble it, I got the box. I got the cardboard box. And so with cardboard box and tape and a little bit of faith, my bicycle, my tools, my gear, everything went into this box, and it was taped up and it was ready to go, and I was off on this plane on this adventure that my parents did not want me to go on. When I went from Heathrow to Prestwick, I'm in Glasgow, Scotland, on the front walk. After my box mysteriously appears on the baggage, carousel, I bring it out, and I realize as I'm bringing this box out, there's a hole about this big in the box, and suddenly my mind goes, "This is not good." I just felt that fear. Have you ever had that where, the hole in your box in life sometimes comes up and it's like, oh my God, something's going wrong here. So my mind instantly felt that there was something not good. And as I took and opened up the box, everything seemed to be there. everything, Dana's into bicycles, so he's listening to this story. Everything seemed to be there. I had my tools, and yet there was one thing missing. It was the bolt that allows your handlebars to be affixed to your forks so you could steer your bike. And here I am, millions of miles away from home, with one critical component, and that's what that hole in that box was. That's what was missing. So at that moment, of course, what do you typically do? I freaked out. However, at a certain point, I realized, what else can I do but pray? And ask, Spirit, I know there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way that I can continue this trip. I didn't come this far. I didn't come here without the apps with a few dollars, not in the absence of mom and dad, and to be able to not do the trip that I really, really want to do. My vision was in the trip. And somehow through this contemplation I don't even know what I was talking to, but somehow through this contemplation, I started feeling good. I started feeling confident. I started feeling assured. I started feeling like there was an answer, and I don't even know if I knew how to pray. I just had this conversation, and I knew that there was something going on here. And just at that moment, a young man walked up on the sidewalk, and there was people pretty much ignoring me the whole time, and this person walks up, looks at my bike, and starts to talk to me about, he recognized that here's a guy with a cardboard box and a bicycle. Looks like he's going on an adventure. And I told him, I said, my only problem is I don't have a bolt. I don't have this, for the steering wheel. And he's like, well, that's easy, lad. Go right down the street, make a turn right on the corner. There's a bike shop. That myself was a miracle. That changed my experience, changed my confidence. And as I went down the street with my bike that I couldn't steer, I went into this bike shop, and it was, the owner, the funny thing was the owner looked like Phil Collins. I don't know if he really was. I didn't ask him to sing, but he did. He looked just like Phil Collins, which was bizarre. But there was just two people there, and they looked at my bike, they looked it over, and they said, they kind of were shaking their head, and they're like, you know what? We're all metric. The size of the bolt, the actual thread, the diameter, everything for your bike, I don't think we can make this work. And then one of the gentlemen said, hold on a second, and he leaves. And a little while later comes back, and he says, I don't know how long I've had this. I don't even know why I still have this. I've just been saving this for years. That worked perfectly. So here's the thing. It was an amazing trip. I got to see Scotland, England, and Wales. I got to meet some amazing people. I got to see the castles, the vistas. But what stuck with me for the longest time and to this day is there's a power for good and you can use it. And so when I show up to Science of Mind, when I show up to Center for Spiritual Living, and one of the reasons why I engaged in becoming a practitioner was because if I can use this, not only the miracles I can create in my life, could I be that support for the miracles I can create in other people's lives as well? So the miracles that we see in our life really are the everyday things. It's just like being like, okay, we're on this big, beautiful ball called planet Earth and spinning 1,000 miles an hour and nobody flies off of it. That's amazing in itself, right? And gravity, really, seriously, gravity is perfect. 10% more gravity, we wouldn't be able to get out of bed in the morning. 10% less gravity, we'd be floating with every step. And actually, it's even, if you look at the science, if it's 5% differential, we wouldn't be able to live. So it's an amazing thing. If we look out here, we look at the ecosystem, the plants that feed us oxygen as we, in the animal kingdom, we actually aspire the CO2 that makes them live. And there's this balance in nature. Now, if you think about it, there is this amazing, amazing presence that we're in that everyday virtual reality, that everyday game of life, we don't always pay attention to. But part of coming together, part of why we're here, is that we are these conscious creators. And we can manifest good for our lives as well as lives of others. So if we see whether it is the witnessing of the baby's eyes, or the beauty that we see, in the world, or even in technology, even in Amazon Prime, I mean, that's a miracle in itself. 10,000 products that are out there and you can get it like tomorrow. Like Amazon, who knows what Amazon 2.0 is going to be? Maybe it's Amazon telepathy. We just think it and it happens. That would be an instant manifestation. But to realize that we have this power within us. So it comes down to the same basic three things. It is being aware that there is this power for good. It is being consciously using it, making a decision to use it every day, practicing affirmations, saying Science of Mind prayer, or any prayer. And knowing that you can do this for yourself as well as you can do this for others. One of the most beautiful affirmations I like to say is, today is going to be a great day. It's simple. It's easy. You wake up, today is going to be a great day. Say that with me. Ready? Today is going to be a great day. That in itself shifts. You say that a few times, or if you just say the word, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Spirit, for the beautiful day that's ahead of me. We can shift our consciousness. Even when we're in the presence of somebody who's struggling. And I've done this before because I'm a coach also. So before I pick up the phone, I'll actually do a quick, I know this is going to be good. I know the conversation is going to be enriching. I know it's going to serve the highest and best for me as well as the other people that are on the phone. It's like spiritually clearing the air. And then when you get on the phone, you feel that the presence is there with you, and it's guiding you, and only good can come out of it. So there's this power in the universe of good, for good, and we can use it. And there's also the fact that we can break barriers. We're going through what I would say a shift in consciousness on the planet. And that shift in consciousness is the awakening, is to know that we have the ability to use this power. We may not have been told that. We may not have had other teachings tell us that. We may have been raised in teachings that probably said, no, that's the opposite. But when we become aware of that, we can change not only ourselves, but because we're an integral part of the divine matrix of the universe, our change creates the bigger change. So you think about basic big shifts out there. And one of the biggest ones that is, through our history, there's major changes in technology. Right? If I took my cell phone out, if my grandfather was alive and he saw my cell phone, he would just not understand it. But there's these shifts that happen all the time. And in May 6 of 1954, there was a belief that a human being could never run faster than a 4-minute mile. There was amazing athletes out there, but it was impossible to even fathom and believe that this was even possible, because everybody who attempted it never happened. And then a gentleman by the name of Roger Bannister runs a sub 4-minute mile. 3 minutes, 59 seconds, and 0.4 of a second. Do you know hundreds of people have done that since then? It's as if Roger Bannister opened the door and allowed others to walk through. The truth is, you can open that door to allow others to walk through. We all can. And it may not be, our 4-minute mile may not be the race. It may be just getting through the barrier of fear, or the feeling of not being worthy, or conquering a goal that you may wish to conquer. Whatever that is, and maybe it's writing that next song, Bob. Whatever it is, it's when we reach beyond that barrier within us, we're not only doing that for ourselves, we're doing that to create an entire shift in this universe. So back to the basics. It is that sense of being aware that there's power for good, knowing that we can use it and using it, in being accepting of the grace and the good that is ours. If we practice those things, we become a greater light in this universe that not only does this for ourselves, but does it for everybody that we encounter. We create the shift. We create the miracle because of us. Let's take this moment into prayer. Knowing that there is a power for good and we can use it, I know that this consciousness, this divine presence, whether we call it the source creator, the divine infinite, or if we just use simply the word God, we know that it is the loving presence that supports, that lives, that gives continuously the grace and perfection of this vast universe. And because it is one with everything, then I know that it has to be one with me. I know it has to be one with every single person that is within this center. That the infinite presence lives, acts, breathes, and exists as the miracle through everyone in this center. And with that, I know that the life that is unfolding and the greater good that is unfolding for everyone in the center, that it is blossoming in beauty, that is enriching with miracles, that it is amazing things. It is that ability to do and know and express amazing things. So it's with gratitude that I know these truths and I release this to the infinite, all-knowing law of yes. And together we say, so it is. Namaste. Thank you.
When you believe, faith can make a mountain move. When you believe, faith can make a mountain move. When you believe, don't you know that you can change your life? When you believe, don't you know that you can change your life when you believe in yourself, in yourself. Anything is possible when you believe. You know anything is possible when you believe. When you believe, you know you gotta make a miracle. When you believe, anything you want you got. When you believe, everything you want you got. When you believe in yourself. In yourself. when you believe. Anything is possible when you believe. Everything you want, you got when you believe. Everything you want, you got when you believe. I believe in me, and I believe in you. When we believe in each other, there's nothing we can do. Everybody, come on now. I believe in me, and I believe in you. When we believe in each other, there's nothing we can do. Anything is possible when we believe. We can make a miracle when we believe. 'Cause anything is possible when you believe. Anything is possible when you believe in yourself, in yourself, in yourself.